Hello, I'm Tato Cat and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing The Letter. Previously, Ashton finally got to the mansion and he was doing all sneaky spy stuff, doo-doo, 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 and then he hears a cry, and of course it's the ghost, and he runs away, but then he falls down something and ends up in the tunnels, and in the tunnels he finds McLaughlin. Yeah. And he manages to rescue her, and now we're about to hear her great adventures in the creepy mansion prison. Alright, let's continue. More than happy to get out of it despite lacking the strength to stand firmly on her feet.
Thank you. Thank you so much. After the second day, I was so sure I was going to die in there.
How did you know you were in there for 2 days?
If you didn't show up... today. I don't even want to think about it.
How did you even end up here?
Stuff. Reasons. Why? How did you end up here, Ashton? For a second, she appears hesitant, looking away and fumbling awkwardly with her fingers.
I was looking for something. Someone.
A contemplative expression flickers in her eyes, something that is close to wistful, like when a person remembers a memory she's fond of. It doesn't last too long, but it still leaves me the impression that I've suddenly walked in to something private, something deeply personal for her. I'd rather not ask.
So this whole tunnel, at the end of it, it leads right inside the mansion?
The wine cellar.
Right into the kitchen then.
There's a door of some sorts. I don't know. I think I pulled or pressed something somewhere. I was in a hurry. And I'm not sure if it'll open from this side. Hell, this place wasn't even in the floor plans.
What do you mean?
Well, I believe when someone says, this place wasn't even in the floor plans, it means that the current location that we are in was not on the piece of paper that shows you in scale of what is inside of the building, also known the floor plans. So in other words, this place was not inside the floor plans.
Does that really matter now? We have to get out of here. People died in this place. Kids! Oh God! Kids! I could have shown you, but that thing won't turn back on anymore.
Yeah, things run out of batteries.
It's like it only waited for me to see it before shutting down or something. How long has that thing even been in there?
I don't know. We haven't talked about the missing kids, really.
But those poor kids. All because of that thing.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about right now?
The thing.
The bloody letter!
Dun dun dun. You mean list letter, pulls out letter.
Ever since I've read that thing, since that day at the open house, she won't leave me. But it should be fine now, right? I broke it. I broke all of it. She shouldn't be able to do anything now.
You broke all of what? You broke a mirror, and then ran down here, and then, that's about it.
Mikala, one at a time.
It's all that fucking paper's fault! Oh God! Oh God!
And again, she has also been without food and water for several days. Let's not be too mean to her.
Dear Lord in St. Adelaide, bless those poor souls. We're not safe here. We need to leave. If we stay here any longer...
Mikalo!
Abruptly, she stops, looks back at me with wild, panic-stricken eyes. I've seen enough of it so many times these past few days. For my own friends even. to know she has seen things, the kind that'll easily make any person go mad. And perhaps we slowly are. The longer this takes, the faster our descent into it becomes. I can't even tell which one's worse, death or this. Seems like no matter what we end up with, there'll be something horrible waiting for us. I need to hurry.
Listen, I need to get inside this place, and you're more familiar with its layout. If you can help me.
What? No!
Yeah, I thought that was what she was going to say.
Why would I go back? Are you sure you haven't gotten raving mad yet?
Yet. Kind of. We're just on the way there. It's fine.
An exit's right here.
And this business with the letter has to end at some point. Look, I know you're not very fond of Luke Wright.
Damn right I'm not. He can just go.
But are you really sure you want to leave him like this?
Maybe?
And what about his wife?
Okay, yeah. Hana did nothing wrong. It strikes a chord. She falters, grows quiet, as the tension lifts from her and her shoulders slump. I do understand her issues with this. In fact, she doesn't have to go with me. Only tell me enough info so I can figure it out on my own. She can always leave afterwards. Be done with this whole damn mansion and letter. The other end of the tunnel leads right into the forest. It'll provide ample cover for her to be able to slip out of the property unnoticed. The letter's involved, that's not how it works. All the same, she steels herself and squares her shoulders.
Just until the kitchens.
That's more than enough.
She nods, albeit weakly. Journal. Okay. So I've learned that, yes, Jay does open up the journal. However, it does make it stay on the new journal entry. After his fall, Ashton found himself in an underground passage. When he came to, there he encountered Marion McCullough, who got trapped in one of the jail cells for several days. The detective managed to free her, and in turn, she helped him find a way into the mansion. Brilliant. Then, without another word, she gestures for me to follow her, leading me further into the passage. Occasionally, she'll stop, find purchase. I didn't mean to hit that again. They really like that word, don't they? Where was I? Purchase on the wall to catch her breath. But throughout the short walk, she asked for neither a break nor assistance. I suppose that's something we have in common. Eventually, we get to a dead end. Although before I can question her on it, she begins palming for something on the wall, tracing her fingers along weathered edges of bricks with a frown on her face.
It should be somewhere here, I think.
What the hell are you doing?
Obviously, she's looking for a little switch to open up the secret passageway. She merely holds up a hand, begging for my silence, and continues searching, and without warning, a few minutes later, something clicks. A portion of the wall shifts ajar to reveal a glimpse of another room. Bottles lining the walls, liquor barrels for aging. The wine cellar indeed.
The ladder to the kitchen is on the far end of this room.
Surreal. This is all nothing but surreal, but a surreal nightmare. After everything, should this even surprise me? I clicked too early again. Surprise me. Ghosts, curses, hidden passages. I can't even bring myself to question the existence of this door anymore. I simply follow her to the undercroft without a single question, in spite of a number of them already swimming inside my head. As a kid, I used to crave for this kind of adventure. The stuff of mystery and detective novels, daring chases, interesting cases to solve, suspects to put behind bars, justice to serve. I was blinded, I admit. Now I simply want this to be over. We leave the door open in case there's any need for a quick exit, especially after she mentioned it's only by chance that she had been able to open the door last time. We can't waste time finding the switch again on the occasion something goes horribly wrong. There's bound to be with me feeling this high, strong, and intense. I'm not even sure why I thought it'll be a good idea to enlist Macaulay's help. Although she has been quite helpful so far, I can't shake off this feeling that I need to stop clicking. Next time I do it again, I'm going to smack my own hand. Something going to happen to her. Shake off the feeling that something's going to happen to her if she stays with me. Even if I'm her safest bet, she wants to get out of this place alive.
You really believe that, don't you?
Did you say something?
Did that even sound like her, Ashton? Macaulay pauses mid-step, turning to me confused.
I didn't.
You sure? I just heard...
Don't you think I'll be the first person who'll know?
One would think.
Look, the ladder leading to the kitchen's up ahead. You might want to hurry. I just want to be done with this place.
But this place doesn't want to be done with you.
See? You dragged another one.
This time, I'm sure. There's really a voice. Well, voices. Despite the look of protest Macaulay shoots me, I find myself stopping and looking for it, searching for the immediate surrounding, for the familiar form of the woman. I don't even have to venture too far from where I'm standing. Oh. Just an arm's length away from me, mirror shards litter the floor. So the mirror is talking, and right on the biggest fragments, they speak. all singing the same mocking tune against my ears, letting it echo throughout this small undercroft. Murmurs and laughing, jeering, scoffing, deriding, lacing venom into every crevice in my head, taunting me.
You dragged another person into this, Ashton.
Into another one of your silly little problems.
All because you can't fix them on your own. You really haven't changed, have you? Some hero you are.
Useless.
That's harsh coming from Zach.
Pathetic.
You're wrong.
And of course, this is going to make us seem completely sane. My mistake lies in the first instant I've answered. The very second denial has slipped from my mouth, their words have also seeped into my heart, allowing it to prod and rouse my temper. Despite knowing you're merely doing this to goad me, each word, each syllable trickle into me, spurring the guilt I hope I've long buried.
Are we? Or is that simply what you've been telling yourself all this time? Something to make yourself feel better, perhaps?
What about Zach?
I'm sorry, Zach.
Wrongfully accused. And you couldn't even get him out.
Someone's dead because of you!
You're the one who took that letter off Isabella's hand that day. You're the one who opened it.
How does it feel, I wonder, to know you're responsible for all of this?
What do you think I'm doing? Why do you think I'm still trying to fix this?
And you continue to talk to the pieces of glass on the floor. Brilliant.
Oh, but you can't. It's already too late, and you know that. You know all of this is futile.
Just face it, Ashton Frey. You're a failure, and they are the ones who have to pay for it.
A badge and a gun, and you still can't protect your own friends.
And there we are fighting a ghost.
Can't even solve a case for an old man.
Can't even bring Luke right to justice.
Can't even keep his own family together. No wonder they left you. Before you do the same thing to them.
Mom and Dad are better off without little old you, aren't they? It's a good thing they had the sense.
Pitiful, isn't it? Some detective you are. Some friend you are. Some son you are. You might as well just throw that rank away. You're no use to people either way.
Shut it!
Quit yelling at the mirror. I hate this. I hate how this monster can easily get through to me. Every weakness, every insecurity it knows. To hear it said in my friend's voice, even more so. But what I hate above all of it is...
You know it's true, though.
All of it. It's why all you can do is tell us to shut up. You don't want to hear a single word, because you're already aware of it. You can't even admit it to yourself. Who's the coward now?
But no matter how hard you try, you're not gonna be able to save anyone.
Shut it! Not a single word anymore!
Its laugh sharp and piercing. At its sound, something in me snaps, a rage hastily unfurling, red, filling my vision, and the next thing I know, I'm raising my hand and something grabs at my wrist, followed by a buzz as another voice breaks through the haze.
Don't listen to it!
The fog from my mind lifts. Every sound, every noise returns to me, flooding my every sense. Ziz. All at once, there is the deafening silence. Slowly, I become aware of my surroundings. Bottles of wine, barrels of liquor, the faint old sense of death and decay somewhere, and a hand holding on to my wrist, as if to keep me from hurting myself. In my hands, a shard. Blood drips where it has cut my palm, trailing down my wrist until it disappears behind my sleeve. Not too deep. Negligible, even. There is a pain, however, a different kind, an ache somewhere else that stems not from the wound, but where every single word has hit. When I glance up at McCullough, she merely stares at me with wide, horrified eyes.
Don't listen to it! No matter what happens, don't do what it says!
Yeah, she already beat it.
It's how it gets us.
My grip on the shard falters, but only after I nod and drop it entirely does she release her grip. Afterwards, she simply steps back, looks away, hugging her arms closer to herself, and breathes a sigh. Heavy. Perhaps weighted with her own guilt. What this monster might have used against her.
Come on, we're getting close.
Journal updated. Okay. Before he could go deeper into the wine cellar, Ashton began to hear voices coming from the mirror on the shards of the floor, mocking him for his failures. Though before he could do anything rash, Marion stopped him. Belatedly, he realized he had picked up a broken mirror shard. ... She walks off without another comment, but there's a worry in her as she gives the fragment one last glimpse. On the ground, they lie lifeless now. No more voices, no more insults. But even as I walk away, one of the whispered taunts.
It's useless, Ashton Frey.
I did it again. Taunts continues to ring in my ears.
You are going to die.
Probably.
And you are going to die alone.
Probably. A fear. One that has been long kept in this darkest place in my heart. One that a small part of me wishes for. The trapdoor swings open without much fuss. It isn't even locked, probably left open for when Wright asks for some midnight snack. I make sure the coast is clear, of course, before I pull myself and help McCullough up. The butler of theirs is nowhere to be seen. He is probably sleeping, attending to his master, or doing some extra late night work. before turning in for the night. Meanwhile, Ray won't touch anything to do with menial chores, not even the 10-foot pole. It's next to impossible for him to linger here. No servants. No anyone. And just as easy as that, we're in. Gently, I close the hatch. If things go well, the same path will be our way out. If luck doesn't hold, that's not an option now, is it? I have people waiting for me. I really don't want to think what might happen. Sometimes it's best if we simply revel in the little victories. They're great blessings when everything else is going against you. In a place like this, fraught with unknown dangers, it's a feeling that lasts only but a second. Suddenly, a sob. Ringing out from some distant part of the house, echoing through its empty halls. Beside me, slumped on the ground, pale, breathing heavy, Makala immediately tenses. Her eyes goes wide, and she grips the side of the counter with a force that might be enough to crack it if only she had the strength. As it is, she can barely stand. She hasn't fully recovered the extent of the 3 or more days without proper food or water. And it's this weakness that puts the fear in her eyes. She's aware. If something happens, if there's a need to run, she won't be able to. She's a liability at this point.
Holmes, I really don't think going any further is a good idea. Look at this place. Everything seems fine. Nothing's off. Maybe we should just go? I really don't like the sound of that.
Everything seems off, though.
You really don't have to come with me. Just until the kitchen, yeah? We're already here. You've done your part. From here on, I'm going on my own.
Yes, I said that, but...
Can you even stand?
She doesn't answer.
You'll only be putting yourself in more danger if you follow after me. You have an easy way out of here. Stay here. Once you're okay, I need you to get yourself out of this place.
What? I'm not going to leave you!
Well, I'm not taking you with me either, lady. So it's here or out there.
You really are mad, aren't you?
Yep.
Probably all will be, if no one fixes this little curse problem we have.
You think you'll find something in here? This is just a mansion, for God's sake!
Yeah, but it's this creepy, spooky, haunted mansion with the cursed letter inside of it.
Maybe. It's worth a shot. Besides, if what we're hearing right now says anything, I'd say scumbags.
Who?
Right. He might be knee-deep in trouble and he has no idea about it.
Makala still appears as if she's about to argue, so instead of more words, I unholster my taser and hand it to her. Does this taser have a name? His gun is Ophelia. A standard issue for every member of Luxborn police force, but it shouldn't take a genius to know how to aim and fire one. Even Isabella may just be able to use it without training. Yet, Miss Interior Designer Extraordinaire stares at it as if I just handed her something particularly nasty.
Listen, you want to wait? Fine. I'm leaving this with you. But if I don't come back here within 15 minutes, I want you to backtrack and get the hell out of here.
Are you daft, Holmes? I already told you.
In case something goes wrong, I need someone who can tell people what's going on. Who can tell my friends what might have happened here. They're at the crawl. You know the place, right?
I trail off, letting the meaning of my words hang in the air. Okay, we'll end this episode here. We will see if Ashton actually gets a chance to go further into the mansion, or if it's going to be like Luke Wright in the next episode. I am Taylor. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.